command thee kneel. I am the Lord of all that is golden.
Hey, you want some turkey? Well, first you gotta fuck me.
Of the last queen of Karya, Renala of the full moon.
Mi bomba!
Gomen, あまない。
Graceless, tarnished. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Mikula the Kind, Needle Night Letter, Dryleaf Dane, and our allies will never allow it. And my promised consort, Radar.
天哥，不要啦！
来，让我看看。
让我看看。
fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between.